What's up, guys? How you doing? Welcome to AzimioCast episode 9. I'm your host, Christine Guerre, and this is the political show you did not know you needed. So in studio with us today, we have Mr. Dennis Onsarigo, who is a father, is vitu mingi hata sijui niseme gani niache gani, but he's well-known journalist. He produced a couple of stuff, and I think I know him from a certain show that I used to watch before. But before I talk a lot, let me just leave Dennis Onsarigo to just atuambie about ye na tusalimie. Karibu sana to our show. I hope you're ready for this.
No, thank you very much, Christine, for hosting me on this wonderful show. I've been watching your episodes, by the way. You guys are doing a very, very good job. As you said, my name is Dennis Obara Onsarigo. I know you didn't know that name. Obara, yes.
I didn't know that.
I'm a father of 3. I'm a journalist by profession and a political consultant. And I've been in this industry for the last 20 years now. But I've worked with a few politicians for the last 15 years on and off. So in a nutshell, I think that is who I am. Yes.
Nice to get to know about even your name that I didn't know. And last week was it last Sunday? Was Father's Day.
Yes, it was.
And the topic for this show is all about fathers because we are still in the mood of celebrating fathers, and I'm celebrating you with the rest of our people in this show. Who, by the way, guys, I apologize for my 2 co-hosts, that's Juliet and Umi. They are not able to make for this particular episode because they're under the weather. Like, the weather in Nairobi is a bit chilly, and so things are just happening and they're not feeling well, and we had to continue with the show. So today we are going to talk about Father's Day, which was last week, and I want to talk to Dennis as a father because I know you're a father and you work in a very busy space that is political space, and you work with Right Honorable Raila Odinga.
Good man, yes.
We are hoping to be we are hoping that he's going to be the next, like the 5th president of Kenya. So how do you balance between fatherhood and being in this political space, working in a place whereby time it's very demanding, like you're always on the job, like?
It's a lot of work to be honest with you, but some sort of clarification for you. Raila Odinga will be the next president of the Republic of Kenya.
Yes, correct.
Not might.
Correct.
There are no might.
Okay.
There are no ifs.
Correct.
It's
correct.
when.
Yeah.
And I think when will be in August. He will be the president of the Republic of Kenya. How do we balance then between work, play, and politics? It's a balancing act. I work for a politician, for a leader who is always on the move. For lack of a better word, Raila Odinga is a moving plane. You can't catch up with him. You really have to be one very fit for you to catch up with him. You'll sit with him in a meeting now and he's thinking about a meeting in Turkana, for example, or a meeting next week. He has a way of packing meetings and packing events in his head in a very amazing and marvelous way. So you have to catch up with him. So you have to balance then, and surprisingly, I think I've learned a lot from him when it comes to balancing work and family. He has times when he has to call his daughters, he has times when he has to call his son and the wife, the first lady, the incoming first lady. So you learn a few things from him, and he doesn't forget. He knows at this particular time, he will branch off from a very busy schedule to drive to the daughter's house to just say hello to them and catch up with them. So that's exactly what we do. So we time and we see when he's not very busy, we sneak out to be with family, and some days you just have to balance. You just have to know he's a man who will call you at 5 in the morning and he was in bed at 2. You left him going to sleep at 2 and 5 in the morning he's calling you about something, or he needs something to be done. So you have to mirror what he's doing with your family also. So it's very difficult at times, but we somehow get some quiet times with family, and he's a good man. He will give you a chance to be with your family if you have a big event coming up. If, for example, I need to be in school where my daughter is schooling in central Kenya, and I need to be there, I will quietly mention to someone close to him that I'll not be around. You don't have to tell him, he's way up there. So he's a very understanding person as a boss, and then under him there are many other bosses we also work with, so they are very understanding people. So it's a balancing act, but sometimes you can be out of town for 5-6 days. Yeah. So how do you then make up for lost time? So you will decide one day in a week, you say you're not going to work, you'll stay indoors to spend time with your family. I have very young children. The first one is in Form 2, second one is in Class 8, and the last one is in baby class. So that is the one who benefits most from this free time, because the rest are in boarding school. So as you said, yes, it's tough, but we always find some pockets where we can balance work and play.
I'm glad that you have that relationship with your boss and the way he's living his life and also balancing work and family. You're able to mirror that into your family. But what are some of the moments that you shared with your father that stood out for you up to date? Like when you look back growing up, you'll still just remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you know, my dad passed on almost 2 years ago now. He suddenly died. He woke up in the morning and said he had some pain on his chest, and then he passed on. I'm glad he died a painless death, to be honest, because he was not sick. And my dad in my adult life, for the last 41 years now, my dad was never in an hospital, not a single day, not in a single day. He will come down with a flu. That is the worst that could put him down for a day or so. But he was not a sick man. So he woke up one day and he passed on. And I remember a week before he passed on, we had congregated at home. I just called for a family meetup of sorts. We said, this weekend, let's go home. Let's go spend some time. So we ended up, all of us in that place. And so, you know, my family, we are 18 of us. Okay?
Wow.
Yeah. My dad had 2 wives. So we were a very big family. So kukusanya watu wote into one place and killing a goat and having a conversation, and all of them happened to be there that day, and we had a conversation. And I remember I took my phone and I said, let me take a photo of this old man. And he asked me, why are you taking a photo? And I said, man, you're growing old. I mean, I see this is how it look in a few years to come. So he laughed about it. And then a few days later, 20 or so days later, he passed on. Do we miss him? Yes. Was it a big loss? Yes, a big one.
Yeah.
But am I happy? Yes, because I think I'm here because he lived. I'm here because I'm a product of my dad.
Yeah.
And I also want to see it in my children going forward. My father was a chauffeur. My father was alikuwa driver wa DO first, akakuwa driver wa DC. So he was that guy who used to be around these big people, but he was a very small person. But he used to be a driver when it matters most. You know, you have a district commissioner, a district officer, putting in his life in the hands of this man, just to drive him from one point to another. So he came across so many things and so many instances. So the things I remember most is the narrations he used to give me about his work. He narrated to me when they went to Bari, the then Foreign Affairs Minister, Robert Ouko, was found murdered at Gotalila. I know you were not born by that time. He was a Foreign Affairs Minister. That's sometime in 1991, 1992. And he gave me that story about what exactly happened that day. But I learned a few things from my dad. One, my dad was never a petty man. He used to say, if you spend your time being petty, then you lose out on what the world is up to. Then my dad believes everyone had a chance to be something in life. Remember? And he used to say it. He used to say, I didn't go to school, but I want you guys to go to school. I didn't have a very good life, but I want you guys to have a better life than I did. So I learned patience from him. And I learned also that in life, it's not about luck. It's always about success and hard work. My dad used to joke a lot by saying, even if you were to put him in a room and give him those Kenya charity sweepstake stickers to scratch and win something, he will not win anything. Because he believed,
like luck.
There's nothing like luck. And I think I learned so much from him. And also we spent a lot of time during Christmas traveling from one town to another, because we're 2 families. So he will pick us up on Christmas Day, and then we'll go with a van and travel for an hour and a half. That time, roads were terrible. So traveling home, spending time with him, Such are the things that I remember about my father. But I also remember that my dad never used to speak about people. You will never find him speaking about someone. And if you're to happen on him speaking about someone, he'll go quiet. And there's something my dad told me: never discuss your boss. Never, ever discuss your boss. Never. If you have to discuss him, then discuss him in good light.
Good, yeah.
And that's something I think I've learned from my present boss. He never discusses people. Never, ever, ever. Something I learned from him.
Yes.
And he's never petty.
Yeah, so I feel like you narrating your dad's story and the relationship with your dad, I feel like your dad and your boss, it's like they have some similarities in their characters. So you as a father, what are some of the things that you've seen your children grow up, and then some of the mistakes, those silly stuff that even you as a child maybe you did, and you look back now and you're like, that was stupid. So what are some of the things when you compare your stupidity when you're a kid, and now you look at your children and some of the things they are doing, and you're like, I've done that, I've been there, yeah, and you're lying to me or something like that. Do you remember some moments that you can pick on the things that you did as a child?
Nothing out of the ordinary, apart from maybe being assigned to do something and you don't get to do it. And I've seen it from them when the mom says, she leaves, she says, I'm going to the mall, I need you, Shanice, to clean up your room. I need you, Andy, to make sure that your books, your homework books are placed in a good place. And I need you, Shana, just to watch TV. I don't want you to roam around. And I'm sitting there watching them do it. And then the mom leaves. When they hear her coming back, now they're rushing upstairs and doing things.
Everyone is doing whatever they're told to do.
And then the mom will come and shout about it. And I'm there saying, okay, we've been here before. It's not a very big deal. We've been here before. So nothing out of the ordinary. But the most stupid thing I think I did when I was a young man is when I set up my own brother. So we went to a house. That time, the county was coming up. That time it was a district. So there were many buildings that were coming up, government buildings. By the virtue that my dad was a chauffeur, so we used to have access to the DC's home or the DO's place or some AP camp, stuff like that. And then, so one day I think there was a problem with the electricity in one of the houses, and I was halfway electrocuted by touching some wires, but I survived. But I said, it cannot only be me. I can do it to my brother also. So I set up that young man, and then I told him, if you switch on that light, man, this thing is going to turn into something else you've never seen. I tried it. You just have to try it. Yes. He tried it and he ended up in hospital. So it was a very stupid thing I did when I was a young man. But again, you have to learn. But we ended up being very, very good friends. I had two other brothers in this smaller family, but I have many other brothers in the extended family. So we've grown up very close and neat kind of setup. And we all look alike, by the way, so all my siblings. So nothing out of the ordinary for my children. There's nothing I've seen that it's never a crisis. When you're raising children, I don't think it's a crisis. Kids will always be kids. And sometimes you get so mad, like my kids let the dog eat my earphones. And I asked...
They watch it.
Yeah, and asked, where were you guys when this other human being we have in the house did this? And then everyone went quiet. And then I knew they had messed up. But again, what is the worst you can do? Nothing. Maybe shout at them, but move on with life. But we have a very good relationship with those young people. And I think we've come a long way with them.
That's really good to hear. And Father's Day ilipita on Sunday again. So to the fathers watching, do you have any message to tell them, people who are about to become fathers? And with Baba's 6K inakuja nimesikia there are a couple of people who want to become fathers. So what's your message to them?
By the way, so this 6,000 stipend is not for fathers. It is not for people who are able to work. It is for the most vulnerable people in our society. About 2 million of them, which translates to around 8 million dependents. But 2 million nuclear families 8 million dependents across the country. That's what you're looking at.
Yeah.
But my message to fathers, to be honest, being a father is work. It's not a joke. It's work. You have to be a father because you're raising human beings. You're also raised as a human being. There's nothing fulfilling. There's nothing scary as when you hear 3 young people calling you dad at the same time. I mean, that is a huge responsibility.
Yeah.
These people know you're the hero. You're the best thing that has ever happened to them, and they can call you dad. It's not a joke. If someone was to call you dad, and believe in you and trust you, so you have to stand up. You have to be counted, and I think my message is to all the fathers out there who do that outstanding work of raising children and being very present. Personally, and I can say this, and if my wife was to watch this, she'll give testimony. I think despite having so much work to do as a journalist, I think I have been there every time all my children took the first step when they were walking. I happened to be there. And I've been there when they were born. I've been there when they were being raised. I've been a very, very present father. Sometimes I'm not there, but I try as much as I can to be present. So if you're a dad and you know some people rely on you to be a father, then you have no choice but to step up. But again, there are fathers out there who are trying to make ends meet. You get home and then you realize you have nothing to give to your family. I keep saying this. If you're a father somewhere and some father is calling you and telling you, man, I'm down.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to feed my family with. If you have 2,000 bob and you only have to use 1,000 bob that day, send that extra 1,000 bob to the other father, because there's nothing heart-wrenching and painful like a father who's not able to provide. And sometimes people don't understand this, but that thing just kills you. It kills your morale. It kills your status as a father if you are unable to provide. But sometimes life can be like that. You're unable to provide. What can you do? But if a father calls you and tells you, Dennis, man, I'm in the trenches. I need you to sort me out. I do it because I know. I've never been in that position, but I know what it means when you're unable to provide for your family.
Yeah.
It is that's the most lowest moment for any father out there. That is the best I can say.
That's deep. And we are almost coming to the end, good people. But my last question is, you've worked with Right Honorable Raila Odinga, and we call him Baba. What is one thing, I know there are several, but what is one thing that you've learned throughout, other than you've said, of course, in the previous, I think the last question you spoke about how Baba, the things how he treats his family, balance work and family. But what is this one thing that you've learned that you've not shared, that maybe majority of the people watching don't know about Baba, that even make us call him Baba? Because you've said someone calling you Baba means a lot. They must trust you, all that. What is it that you feel makes Baba be Baba?
Two things. One, I have never seen a person who pays attention to women issues like Raila Odinga does, Honorable Raila Odinga does. And he can stop everything if he feels that especially a woman is being discriminated against. He can stop everything to make sure that one is sorted. And I think so many people privately can explain to you what they have gone through in the hands of men, for example, and then they bring this up to him and he'll follow it up. He will stop everything. He has a very special soft spot for women, especially single mothers. He has. I've sat with him, and this is privileged information, where he will call especially single mothers and ask, how is your son doing? Have they gone to school? People keep on saying that Raila is this guy who has so much money, but he can't share. But there are days, we call him Baba. Baba will sit in a room and say, I need you guys to send school fees for this lady in Turkana. And then you ask him, say,
How do you even get
How
to?
do you even know?
Yeah.
And they say, no, this one, I was with her during the referendum in 2005.
Wow.
Okay? Yeah. There's someone who will call him from, and again, there's a fella from Turkana who he speaks to every other time. And this guy will say, Mzee, I'm somewhere, we are with people here, so you need to meet a kid, we want to have a drink or something. And he will do it. He will do it. And then something else, Mzee doesn't know what to do if you were to cry in his presence. It disturbs him. It really disturbs him. It will disturb him. Everything will stop. If you were to cry in his presence, that meeting will come to an end, and every one of you will be chased out until he sorts out why this person is crying. So those are two things I've learned from that are outstanding from Raila Odinga that I feel not many people know about it. Yeah. And he's this guy who, I think he has the biggest heart ever. Yeah. People keep on saying, why does he like entertaining people who have messed him up before, or blackmailed him before? But is this guy, if you mess him up now, that is done. You wake up the following day and you're up to something. If you go to him and tell him Dennis is a bad guy, he will pick up his phone, call Dennis for breakfast, and then he'll call you for breakfast, and he'll not say anything. So the three of you will be in a room having breakfast, and he'll have sent a message to you. He's not petty, and he pays a lot of attention, as I told you, especially to mothers. He has a very soft spot for mothers.
Yeah, and I would love to be like Baba. Like, that is something, because he forgives even those mistakes that you feel like ingekuwa wewe. I mean, sasa unaforgivaje this person, but Baba forgives. And I would end this show here, wishing all the fathers happy Father's Day. For those who are about to be fathers still, happy Father's Day, happy future Father's Day. So thank you so much, Dennis, for being here today. And I wish hii show ingeendelea, but we have to, just end it here. So thank you so much for coming and just for creating time in your busy schedule just to be with us here today. To the people watching, asanteni sana. If you like this particular episode, please thumbs up and leave a comment. Let us know some of the moments you've shared with your father, whether your father is, because my father is late, but whether your father is alive or maybe late, just leave in the comment section. Yeah, so Dennis.
Asante sana. Thank you for your time.
Karibu sana. And until next time, good people. Bye-bye.